Hey, welcome back to 79 Custom Jigs. Today I'm going to be showing you my version of the Bucktail jig that I build. And what we're going to be using today is a 1/2 ounce fish head that's been powder painted in 4 different colors and heated for durability and stuff. And then it's got 5mm translucent eyes on it that's set in resin right there. And so y'all stay tuned. I'm going to show you how I build this jig. Also, too, at the end of the video, there's going to be a link to our giveaway that we're having pretty quick. It's coming up in November the 15th is when we're actually going to give our stuff away. And then also there's another one following right behind it on December the 15th, right before Christmas. So if y'all would, be sure and hang on to the end of the video, check out that link and subscribe and enter into the contest. We'd appreciate it. So let's get on with our build. All right, today's the day. First time I'm trying to use, the second time I'm trying to use 2 cameras at one time. So we'll just see how this turns out. If not, you're only going to see one camera, and it's probably going to be this one right here. So anyway, we're going to try it, but here we go. Today we're using the 1/2 ounce jig head on a number 6 hook right there. We're going to be using the UV resin right there. I'll be using some Sally Hanson's, hard as nails. 1 UV light, that's an Amazon thing right there. And today I'm going to use the red thread today. Sometimes I use a pink fluorescent. I'm kind of liking a red right now, so that's what we're going to do. Pair of scissors, some little surgical pliers right here. You know what they are. There you go. And then we're going to be using, for the body, we're going to be using the yellow bucktail. And inside I'm going to put a orange feather up inside. Sometimes I use red, sometimes I use orange, just kind of whatever I like at the time. And then for the Chenille, this is Hobby Lobby special right here. At the time I bought it, it was $4.29, which is several months ago, and it lasts a long, long time. Really good, holds up underwater. I don't have any concerns about it. And this is the holographic number 8, which is like a silver holograph right there. Not bad, I like it. And then for the flash, we're using the silver flash right here. So let's get started with the build. One of these days I'm gonna break down and buy me another vise. But for now, this one's doing a trick, and it has tied thousands and thousands of jigs. So we're going to leave well enough alone. Hopefully it keeps working for me. But anyway, we're going to start out with a little Sally Hanson's. We're going to drop some of that back there just to ensure that the threads stay where I put them. And I'm going to start right behind the neck. Then I'm going to come over into this other area right here. And I'm going to stop right there. Cut off that little loose tag end. And then what I'm going to do is, that's a brown yellow side. I'm going to take the yellow side where I can kind of get the longer pieces. I'm not going to get a whole bunch. About that right there. And I'm going to flip this jig over to where I've got the hook point on the upside right here. Take these. They're pretty straight. There we go, right there. And then I'm going to take my other hand just where I don't get stuck by that barb. And I'm going to lay those down in there. Kind of give it a few wraps. I'm not putting much pressure on this at this point, because what I want to do is kind of give it a little spread right there. Now I think I got it where I want it. I'm going to bear down on that thread pretty good. Not too worried about the loose ends right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over. Got some stragglers in there that are coming out. I'm going to go back to my bucktail. I'll grab a few more. And if you need more than 2 of these, you can put them in, but normally 2 will generally work and get you enough coverage. You know what, before I do that, I'm going to take that orange feather, if I can find it. Whoop. There we go. I decided to go on the ground. I want to take this orange feather and I want to run in here. Kind of got the tail headed downwards right here, but I don't need this whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to about right here and I'm going to cut this off. Kind of pull away your loose stuff right there. And when I lay it in, I'm going to lay it with the hook shank down and the feather going up. So let's lay that right in there. That's looking good. Throw a few wraps, then I'm going to pick back up my bucktail. I'm going to lay this right on top of it. A few loose wraps. Kind of push it down around there pretty good. There, now put the pressure to it. Yeah, that's looking pretty good right there. Got a little bare spot. You can still pull this bucktail over just a little bit to cover up any blank spots. There you go. That's pretty good. Now, I want to tell you this. Whenever you're building these and you have that last little hump right here, if you don't put your thread past there, that thing will flare out on you pretty bad, just like it's doing right now. So what I normally do is I grab everything I can and I come right in behind it. And I put some pretty strong wraps on there, and quite a few of them. And my buck's still going to lay down. Once I get it out of the vise, it'll lay down a lot more. But right there, that's what you have. I got a straggler. I'm going to get rid of it. And then the silver flash, I use pretty long pieces because I like my flash to come, you know, even past the point of the end of the jig back here. So I'm going to pull off maybe 3 or 4 of them. Cut them. Kind of measure them out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my jig on the side. And I'm going to put it right there. Then I'm going to bring this over. This will throw you some sharp ones in there. I'm going to come to the other side. Now you can overkill this thing with flash. I have done it already, so I'm kind of cutting back on it a little bit. I'll take the flash, put it on the other side. I got one real long straggler right here. I'm not going to worry about it. I'll trim it later. But that's about where I want it. And then I'm going to lay these other ones over. Pretty tight. Wrap that up pretty tight. Then I'm going to come back towards the front. I'm just going to lay down a few wraps in here. And there you go. Now this one long one, done. That's got a lot of flash going on right there, folks. Really looking good. Now, I'm just going to put down a little bit more Sally Hanson's. I kind of want to lock all this stuff in because I got it stacked in there pretty tight. I don't want it moving on me. I get kind of liberal with this stuff. But I mainly want it on the thread part. Okay. Then, take this Chenille. Kind of pull that out. Then what I do Since I need some volume in that neck, I'm going to double this up. What I try to do, that's why I'm kind of fumbling around with it, I try to make my material all go one direction. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't. Anyway, with me, I start the hook point down, I lay this in, get a few wraps on it. I come back up to the head. Now watch this. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Take quite a few wraps up there, but it's fixing to unwrap itself, so no big deal. And then take and twist. And twist. Keep twisting on down. And then I'm going to come back and try to pick up all of that red that we've got. And then I'm going to come back across. I'm keeping this pretty dang tight and as close together as I can without overlapping. Because you got to go over those little knots in there, those little bumps. If you run out of twisted material, just twist some more up. And as you can see, that spool's starting to, that thread's going down just a little lower and a little lower, but it's not working its way back towards the tail. I'm going to stop and twist a little more. Done. Now I'm just going to take this and just start wrapping my excess that came off. I'm going to do a wrap over. Then I'm going to do it one more time. Cut your excess as close as you can get it. And I'm going to flip it right here. I'm going to pull the material back a little bit because now I'm fixing to make that red neck on it. I love the red necks. It seems like it does attract the fish pretty well. I try to run cameras down whenever I'm fishing to where I can watch the reaction of the fish and see what they're doing. And I have found out that these little red necks do work well. Got a little bare spot there I was just trying to cover up. Alright. Now, sorry I didn't show you this a while ago. Call it a whipping tool. I call it a finishing tool. Really real easy to use if you don't use them. You just basically push down on the string and then I lay it up on the top side. And I come over and I fill a figure 4. Now notice where my hook is down on the bottom side. That way I can watch the eyelet right here and make sure I don't get the thread tangled up on it. I go 1, 2, 3, 4. I pop it in pretty tight. I usually put a second one behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just kind of however many you want to put in there. Doesn't matter. Clip off the excess. Then we're going to take some UV resin. We'll coat that pretty dang good. Make sure it's all the way around. We'll turn the light on. Let it get happy real quick. It won't take but a few seconds. And I told you I UV the eyeballs on this jig too. And I've done one, but I haven't done the other one. And I'm sure y'all can do this, but I was just going to do it for demonstration purposes only. This one here has already been UV'd. But all I do I just UV all around that eye and put a little bit right there on top. Put the blue light on. I don't have. And there you go. Get my pliers over here where you can get a better look at it. There's my version of this jig right here. Bucktail jig, got buku shine, looking good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, at the end of this video here in just a couple of seconds, there's going to be a link pop up to where you can go to our giveaway that we're having on November the 15th and then another one on December 15th. So y'all be sure and enter that thing. We appreciate it. And until next time, tight lines.